All right, hey, what's up, guys? It's Jamie. It is the 2nd of October, and 2023. It's Monday. I wanted to take a minute to talk about dissolving business affiliations, cutting loose people, whether they work for you, as you know, you're a boss or you're a business owner. And this is a difficult thing. So I don't have stocks to talk about today. I'm just going to talk about that really quickly, and something that's recently happened with me that I try to always just share about stuff that I'm going through. So, whether you're at work somewhere, and I've worked for people, and I've worked with people, and people have worked for me, and I've made mistakes. People make mistakes, right? So this isn't a judgment where you can't make a mistake and recover from it and do better. But along the way, just like a sports team, when a player is not doing the job or not doing what's needed to be done, sometimes they're benched or cut from the team. So when you have a business that you run, again, whether you own the company or you're working for the company, and there's expectations for you to win, and the win could be an objective of, you have a forecast, an objective to be met, a target that you're trying to accomplish, and it's tough. Sometimes it's difficult. So recently, one of the things I've been talking about is we started this private rental business that's an evolving process because of all the things that need to go into opening a storefront where you can put a sign up that says XYZ rental, right? Private rental. So that's not what I want to talk about today. We started a Turo. We started doing Turo in the meantime because the other private rental stuff is going to take a little bit more work. It's going to be a little bit more involved to get accomplished. We have more work to do there. So we booked 4 trips. Within the first 24 hours or so, well, I should say 48 hours. Within the first 2 days, we booked 4 trips. 2 of the trips were for a week each, and 2 of the other trips were for basically 2 days, which is a cool way to start for having no, on the Turo platform, having no experience, no reviews, no trips at all, no ratings or anything like that. So I was excited about that. Now, there's 2 people that I had to cut from our group that has to do with this rental business. Now, you could fill in the blank whatever you end up doing and use this as just a comparison, and this will be very brief. But both of these people are my friends, and I think that you find that when you work with people that are your friends or family, it's a little bit more challenging because there's feelings or emotions involved, and I've come across that many times. And there'll be sacrifices you might make in the compromise of, like, I don't care about the business enough that more than I do with this friendship or relationship. Could be your spouse, could be your brother or sister. That takes precedence over the business. Hey, that's on you. I don't have the answer for that, but in this case, these are 2 friends of mine. And that I like very, very much. My kids play with their kids. They're good people. They're both family guys. But and this isn't a derogatory thing. It's just that we didn't see eye to eye. And there's 2 sides to every story. So I'm going to try to take this in a positive way, even though it ended in the partnership in this specific business. So the first one had to do with, at the same business, is the person brought some great network contacts, fantastic personality, just somebody I thought would be contributing to the business, not financially, but as a face, right? Somebody saying like, hey, I'll help you with the business, with customers, and forming new relationships. Didn't bring any money to the table. Didn't put any effort into building the business. Just was like, I'm available. What do I need to do? And what I said to the person was, I said, why don't you just co-sign for one of the cars? Because without the cars, we have no business that we could rent and build some business credit. And therefore, whatever the car generates, you could take your piece and until you match our money and our contribution, that could be your in. And he's like, yeah, okay. To make a long story short, his partner, his wife, said no when it came time to actually do that. Even though there was a few months up to that where he's like, yeah, I'm going to do that. And then I said, okay, now it's time. And then all of a sudden, it was a no. So I had to, cut him out. And it damaged, it sort of damaged our relationship a bit because he didn't like that. He's like, oh, that's how you're going to be? And I'm like, well, you're not putting any money, you're not doing any effort. I don't know what other reason you'd be part of the business. Like, why would you benefit from it if you're not doing anything? So I had to let him go. And there was about a week or so where it was kind of weird. But that's how it had to be. The second person was a hard worker, like, making things happen, bringing the cars to get serviced. Of the cars that we have a total of 5 cars, two of which they're a little bit older. We paid cash for, and they needed to be serviced. I had the windows tinted so they look sharp, and he was helping that move forward respectfully. I think he is doing a great job. But the other day he pulled me to the side out of the blue and said, "Hey, we need to talk." And I was kind of in a rush, and he wanted to share with me his feeling where he said, I feel very uncomfortable with the way things are going. And I need to know my position and how I'm getting paid and what my percentage is and all that kind of stuff. And I thought, well, there's no money yet. Like I know you're doing some work, and I'm not going to, I don't expect you to work for free. But when you build a business and, you put no money up like we did to buy the cars, and our credit, like, some of us co-signed for the cars that were financed. So there's 1, 2, 3 cars that we financed. 2 were leased. 1 was financed. The other 2 we paid cash for. He didn't do any of that. So I said that until there's money coming in, which we only had 1 booking at the time, or one booking that had finalized, where we had took in $75 net, and the second booking was running, and it was going to be like $183. So I said, we've only made a few $100s. So I can't gauge yet what the money will be. I can't promise you a certain amount of money until maybe a month or 2 goes by, maybe 6 months, and if that doesn't work for you, I understand, but I can't tell you what you're going to make. And the person, respectfully, again, like, I can understand where he's coming from. If you're trading your time and there's no fruits to your labor, right, and you're not even clear on it, I can't argue with that. I don't think that's a bad thing to say, but it's the posture of, like, I need to know, and you're going to tell me, and if not, I don't, you're wasting my time, that type of thing. And I was like, well, I'm building a business, and what I'm doing for free. The work that I'm doing, meeting the customers like at 11:30 at night, going washing the car, gassing it up, meeting the next person, like there's some discomfort there. There's some rolling up your sleeves, and the many hours that I've spent calling insurance companies, going to town halls, going to different locations, all the things that I've been trying. Nobody's paying me for that. It's because somebody has to sacrifice to build the business. The money that I put forward, the money that John put forward, right? My wife, like, this is an investment to, like, something that may or may not work out. Where you say, okay, I feel like this could work out, and I'm willing to sacrifice some of my time and put some of my money up as well to try to help grow this business. So this person took a like, this is going to be this way or I'm out, and I basically said, then you're out, because it didn't feel good, right? And I'm not talking about how your feelings are, but it's like, if there's conflict now and there's no money involved, and you don't want to try to have a conversation about it and make it work, then I don't see what the point is going forward. Like I said, if we're having problems now, there's a saying that goes, if it's going to end the way it began. And if people are being confrontational and upset and, like, not happy about the way things are going, when there's very little problems, right? Imagine when there's really stress and larger amounts of money coming in and a bigger workload and that type of thing. you want it to be positive and fun, and you know, you deal with the adversities together, right? And so we'll get through it. We'll figure these things out. That's my viewpoint. And all I want to say is, like, how I want to leave this off is, like, this morning I went to the gym to work out, and I got up at 3:30 in the morning. I didn't get there till like 4:30, right? I wanted to be there for 4, but I struggle every day to do that. Not every day, but when I do go, I have to go in the morning. I have a tough time getting there. And it's not about a gym thing. This is about the discomfort of doing something that's good for you that is not, may not feel good. But one thing I believe in business is, you know, you have to show up. You have to keep moving forward. You have to do a minuscule effort over and stack them against, you know, one on top of each other, where you say, okay, I did this, I did that, I put one foot in front of the other, and it doesn't matter how you feel, and eventually the momentum of that moving forward, eventually when I get going, I get to the gym and I do what I set out to do, and I feel much better versus that first hour where it was tough, where I'm like, everything against me is like, I don't want to go. I want to stay in bed. I do not want to wake up. I do not want to, go down there and do this. I want to stay here. Everything in me says that. So when I'm starting a business and I have to go late at night or get up early in the morning or drive to the airport to deliver somebody a car or pick them up, I don't want to do that. Right? I'm like, this sucks. Like, I don't want to do this. I'm not even making any money, right? I'm worth more than this. It's part of the business. You just keep stacking those wins up, even if they're little tiny wins, and you're growing the business like a little seed, and eventually one car becomes two car become four becomes, and so on and so forth. And the little bit of money you make here starts to stack up, and then you have some residual income, and you're going to come into problems, and I'm part of some groups and networking with that thing, with that specific business, which is, Turo and private car rental. I'm learning more, and I'm making mistakes, but I keep moving forward, one foot in front of the other, doing a little bit more. And if somebody is in your circle that's negative and bringing you down and not helping you to grow your business and be successful and earn, in this case, to earn money to keep the business alive, because the money is the lifeblood. Like, you got to get money coming in, and it may take you, doing some work, right, to get it going. And a lot of very successful people had to do that. They started with very little and they became, multimillionaires or billionaires as a result of their work and sacrifice. And there's countless stories of that, and being patient. So that stuff fuels me. I feel bad about cutting people out of my circle. I hope that I can somehow retain those friendships, but if they don't, that's life. Sometimes you lose friendships, and they could even be family members in some situations, where you just lose those relationships and those friendships, and you got to kind of weigh it out. Like, in other words, if somebody's smoking, I can't stop them from smoking, but I don't want to smoke. And if they're smoking in my car, I'm like, hey man, you can't smoke in here. And if they were like, no, I'm smoking, then I'm like, you can't ride with me, man, because I don't want to smoke, and I want to breathe that in. I don't want that in the car. I don't want my kids to. I used to smoke, so I'm not, getting on you if you're a smoker, but I don't want to smoke anymore, and I don't think it's good. And if you choose to do that, you can do that outside of my vehicle. It's the same thing with the business model. If you're like, this is the direction that my vehicle is going in, and you can't smoke in the car, or if you're going to be negative and not put any work in and put up any money, you can't ride in the car with me, so to speak. You know what I mean? So you got to make some difficult choices. This is life. You got to make some sacrifices, and that's how it goes, right? So anyway, that's what I had this morning. That's what I wanted to talk about, because that's something that recently happened. I'm a little sad that happened, but that's how it goes. So I'll see you guys next time. I hope you have a great Monday. See ya.